Hi, everybody. This is Joanna from Heavenly Shamanic Tarot, Heavenly Radiance Shamanic Tarot. So many names and so many things going on. I'm here. It's just all me. Universal Love Light Ascension Teachings, all me. I don't mean that in an ego way. You know what I mean? Whenever I come on, it's just all me. It's what we offer. Coming forward with great inspiration, empowerment, and encouragement. Whatever it is that we offer, however we call it, is this big transition time, and I'm sensing my teams are showing me that things are going to shift and change based on what humanity needs and the collective needs. So our website will be changing. We may or may not keep it. I'm still moving through how these upcoming changes and transitions will affect our websites and what we're offering. I will be offering sacred sound, light language, and healing for those that so desire, and it will be a specific sound healing offering. And so when I get the page ready, I'll link it to all of our YouTube offerings, because it's really going to be paramount in clearing the density, transitioning over, kind of skipping over mental patterns that have been blocked, progressing, because some mental patterns go eons within the Akash. Deep lineage energies, lack, fear, abandonment, all of those energies that are held deep within the Akash and the psyche, and end up moving into mental patterns of density. So it's really shifting out of that, and why I've gone through everything I've gone through to help and assist in that. So we will be offering sound healing, as you can see the bluebird outside, messengers of the heavens coming forward to amplify this. Yes, she's doing it. I did put out a video yesterday, but I ended up taking it down because I wanted more practice. My teams are always saying, I don't need any more practice, just do it. So today will be an intimate ascension chat with a breakthrough, perhaps with a weekly healing. We will be offering, in alignment with our healing sound, light language offerings, we will be offering a new weekly healing video. The weekly healing video will include light language and sound and a short ascension topic, one statement that's been channeled from the celestial beings, the white brotherhoods and sisterhoods of light, the councils of light, the inner and outer shamans, all light programs for humanity's ascension, and the highest light programs through the Christ consciousness, as well as the Holy Mother, Father that are always with me, and my teams and my souls, the shamans, all of our galactic celestial families, councils, star councils, all that are with us, because it changes every week based on who tunes in, because your souls are threading you here synchronistically so that you can get the codes and the vibrations and the informations and wisdoms that you need when you need it. So we're calling in always the highest vibrations of protection through Lord Michael and the highest archangel light programs for protection, healing, activations, and assisting in smoothing out the fields and the bodies that need that for everyone's highest and best. It's always benevolence. It's always divine order. Divine order is whatever is required at that time in any physical, mental, emotional, and etheric experience for the highest divine order of anyone's soul. So divine order will always call in the highest and the best when you're doing your own personal work and moving about your day. What we've and so that weekly healing is going to come through with a foundation of the law of one, the teach learning experience that I've been moving through many, many years, knowing that in every moment we are a student, in every moment we are a teacher and a guide and a healer for all others and for ourselves. Knowing that in every moment you are the student to yourself, you are the teacher to yourself first and foremost, because it's your journey with your sacred self as source creator, your sacred essence of all that you are, harmonizing with your allness. And harmonizing with the allness is what we've often called those moments and experiences which have been most of my life. I say with great reverence and with great exhaustion, being completely honest, the dark nights of the soul and harmonizing shadow aspects, and honoring the fact that through empaths and crystalline children and rainbow children and the various hybrids that we're preparing the planet for, the grids and the systems, and through the incoming light frequencies and codes to our planet and to our collective, so that we can enhance and amplify the grids for hybrid collectives, on and off world collectives, and the future of humanity, because our DNA is constantly changing with every generation, so that we can heighten and enlighten our consciousness through that DNA. And why multidimensional health is so important, because if we're not looking at it from a multidimensional perspective, the way that the telomeres are affected by negativity, fear, and control, absolutely affected in the greatest way, those three experiences and energies, they affect the density and the health of the cells and how cells replicate. And so it's going to be very, very important that we incorporate holistic understanding and awareness and awakening. And so these weekly healing sessions will be that teach learning process that will incorporate, as I'm sensing, because those are the energies and arenas that I'm moving into, is more telepathic and medium healing, healing through the psychic channels, the bodies, the multidimensional bodies, energy healing, a sound healing, all temple work with sound and color, and all of those experiences. So they will include those experiences of our oneness, how we can all heal in a practical manner of what we're all moving through, transitioning from a 3D to a 5D, and incorporating that daily self-care that is so important in harmonizing the physical, the mental, emotional, and etheric bodies into the higher self embodiment, that the higher self comes down and that lower consciousness comes up. So the lower consciousness is the subconscious. Anytime that something's ready to be exposed and renewed, transmuted, the subconscious brings it up. So your soul and your higher self will activate something either within the chakras, within the cells, within the Akashic story, the psyche story, which is those psyche wounds that we hold within all of our bodies, as well as the chakra systems. The chakra systems are beautiful, beautiful energetic vortices that hold and have wisdom for us to activate. And I always like to use sacred geometry because it's within everything that we are. Every chakra, if you can imagine, every chakra, regardless of the color, because we only use color for what we know to be, but there are multidimensional colors beyond and within and beyond every other color that we don't have words for. So this is a chakra top down, if you will. And every chakra, based on what is going on within the story, based on the soul blueprint that you've come with, will hold energetic stories for this particular Earth lifetime. And I say this in the most vast and multidimensional way, and those of you that listen to us know that there are stories within stories within stories that are multidimensional, because every chakra comes with its blueprint, role and theme, abilities, skills, wisdoms, and depth, width, and richness based on who you are to explore, express, and experience yourself as. Every chakra works with all other chakras within the multidimensional systems of all that we are, and why it is so important that we do our clearing and our cleansing and our maintaining and our sustenance on every chakra throughout on a regular potentiation, because we will continue to create and be accepting greater frequencies of refined, purified light, which will, if we are taking our leadership and our commandment of, we say commandment outside of the dogma that we have created for ourselves, because our vibrations are within the Christic commandment, which means the highest loving, joyful way that you are as source creator, to nourish and honor your body, to have that reverence for your body in a multidimensional way, so that you're commanding your state to stay and maintain its highest light. That's what we mean by commandment. It's a loving experience in sacred communion. That's what our vibrational understanding of commandment means. That you can direct it, you can heal it, you can honor it, you can expand it. And as you clear away whatever density, let's just say there's a gray, there's a gray dot here. If I had a sticker, I'd put a little gray dot there. That little gray dot is a frequency of density that you've come with or you have gained over your lifetime here through either taking on others' beliefs, the Akashic beliefs you've come with, the lineage beliefs that you've taken on to clear for your lineage. So that would be any subjugation with your lineage to do with divine feminine or masculine. Anything that you've taken on from other lifetimes that you've come to also clear and heal for your lineage, your unique soul, as well as the collective, because we are a one body now. This also, again, is multidimensionally through all galaxies, all timelines, because we are calling in, as we've mentioned before in our offerings, this is an omnipresent ascension. So as Earth goes through its ascension within this galaxy will be moving through that universal ascension, affecting all others. It is the ripple effect. And so every chakra from a top-down effect has its unique color, vibration, song, story, vibrational wisdoms and informations, the vortices of all that you are, when in alignment as it's receiving that higher light quotient, affects all others' energies. And why? When you're going through an activation or a deep release from especially the lower two chakras, just from my experience, what I've found, not so much the higher chakras, although the higher chakras will also activate fear, because the higher chakras link us to Source Creator. And we've had many lifetimes as a collective being persecuted for those higher energetic alignment with Source, because they've always been misunderstood. And they've been our experiences through the human separative journeys in whatever lifetime we're talking about, and on many planets as well, because it's not just Earth, that there has been the need for control of that dualistic, for this galaxy, if you will. The dualistic energies that have been played within on other planets, other realms, have been about control and fear. And so those higher energetic chakras link us to Source Creator, which is the benevolency of the all, that oneness factor, and why those programs have been set for us to clear and transcend. They're illusions. We are all one. That's why we are offering the teach, learning experience of the law of one, so that we can transcend, we can transmute any and all energies that have been stuck within all that we are as a multidimensional being, because we are affecting the greater soul of all that we are. We as the soul, this individual personal soul essence right now, is affecting this aspect of you that's living in the Pleiades. And I'm saying this as, if I can just get the pointer here, this particular point is another soul perspective of you living in Sirius. This point on this sacred geometry is another soul experience as a consciousness in a light form. It's the higher vibration, the more translucent, the higher vibrational soul perspective that you have access to. So as you're clearing away this is a multidimensional vision, if you will. So this is a top-down effect on what I'm looking at the root chakra. This root chakra is held within her. This sacred geometry is the all that you are affecting. Remember that multidimensional perspective of your soul aspects on dimensions and realms. That's the top-down effect. You have infinite soul aspects and perspectives that you are affecting, that you are clearing, you are cleansing, and you are lightening the way. Because as you clear your density in this, usually what occurs is that the densities from a multidimensional perspective, top-down effect, if you will, the 12th dimensional aspect of you is allowing you the wisdoms and the information so that at the very densest level, which is the physical form that we've taken on in 3, 4, and 5D, we'll be clearing the highest density of energies. We have access through it, through our highest perspective. And that's why it's always important to tune in and do your daily self-clearing, because you're garnering that wisdom and information to clear out the densest aspects of who you are and have been. And your higher energies are sending you everything you need to know and to do to allow yourself that highest perspective. Make sure I don't have any paper in there. Sometimes I wake up with paper in my hair. I don't know why. Little bits of paper. I do so much writing and I have paper and books everywhere. I was moving some things to my storage locker. I have my very first storage locker for my very first aspect of independence. I'm so happy about that. And those of you that have moved through garnering your own independence, your own self-awareness, and your own self-knowing, it might seem small, it might seem very small, but for me it was a really big thing. But it was so funny. I was moving this really heavy box yesterday and I thought, dag, what's going on in this box? And I was looking at, it's like all my journals. I've kept all my journals and all of my recordings from all my radio shows because they're very important to me. It's sacred. The sacred communion I have with Spirit and the stories they tell me and the wisdoms that they bring forward. So I'm keeping it all. And it's really funny because I picked it up. I was just, oh, what the heck? What dag nabbit? What's going on? And it was all my books and all my journals. And the heaviest boxes that I have are all my books and all my journals. So it's funny. It's so funny. And so anyways, this top-down effect is a multidimensional experience. Your chakras are vortices of great importance. Never underestimate the power and the wisdom and the intelligence that held, the vastness and your allness that's held within your chakras. It's a very big deal. All of you is a big deal. You're great. That's why we're here reminding you of their allness, your oneness. And why part of yesterday's conversation that we talked about is that as you're clearing, say, we'll take this little shaded part here. This might be this, I'm not particularly inclined to use the vibrational words that we've had in the past. So I'm going to come up with new ones. These are aspects of yourself, your soul aspects that you're calling in to heal. They have been experienced as those energies that allow us those deep releases where we feel completely out of sorts. We don't feel as if we're here or there or anywhere. We're calling in the highest wisdom and guidance so that we can harmonize ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, etherically into a higher vibrational experience of living. Remember, everything that we experience as time, linear, is an illusion. Everything is now. Everything is now just on different vibrational threads of experience based on your level of consciousness and awareness. It's all time now. All time is now. Why we have these aspects of soul integration that don't feel comfortable, that don't feel like us. And it requires that we always align with our heart and our higher aspects, so we're calling in that greater love, that greater code. You have constant teams working with you to harmonize and help you. However, if you are not in allowance, you're not in acceptance or acknowledgement of who you are, what you are doing, and you're resisting change, those energetic healings that your teams are offering you, your alignment with your highest potentiation, your expansiveness will be stretched out and prolonged, because your cells, your bodies innately react, because that's where we've come from in our human conditioning and our programming to react, and that reaction, fight or flight, shuts down the cells, shuts down the access that light has to get to it. So it's really important, as we've said, that daily self-clearing, living in your center, flowing with source, allowance, surrender, will allow the greatest opportunity for you to heal everything in every moment. Plus, allow all wisdoms and information and miracles to get to you. Because if you're in, fight mode, shutting down, resisting change, moving from old programs, you're not letting the new stuff in, it prolongs healing. It prolongs joy and happiness, and the miracles and the light cannot get to those cells and the chakras that need it to be cleared and cleansed. So just know that your allowance, your surrender, and your acceptance, regardless of how challenging any one moment might be, your acceptance of it shifts the vibration right away and allows energy to move. And why we offer what we offer as often as we can, because these reminders, when you're in the midst of a deep release of that dense shadow aspect, and we only say dense because it's the word we have to say that it is of denser vibration. It doesn't mean that it was wrong. It doesn't mean that it was bad. It doesn't mean anything other than it was a denser vibration. And it's coming to you in this moment because you have the power from your highest essence, and you have these transparent energies that are saying that you can do this. Just clear it, let it go. Know your highest truth, that law of one. I'm eternal, I'm infinite, I'm one with God. This is my new truth. Source, creator, the infinite, the omnipresent. I am pure light. Harmonizing physical, mental, emotional, etheric in every moment that it comes up to be acknowledged. And it will continue to get faster, because our acceleration as how we are living, light is a speed, light is resonance, it's a vibration, and your cells react to that vibration. And why, when your cells are not aware of it and you're not in commandment, the cells shut down, your body shuts down, because you are not commanding it to know that it can move through higher frequencies of experience. You can. You wouldn't have come here if you didn't. At the highest soul level, we knew that we were here and we could manage this, but these have never been taught to us. We're having to learn ourselves right from square one. We are infinite beings. We are massive, incredible light. We are transparent. We are one with the all, and we can release what no longer serves and create a higher vibrational learning that we are one. We can do this, and I'm here to help. How can we reach out in loving care for one another and know that everything we're moving through, physically, mentally, emotionally, etherically, brings us to that higher vibrational oneness of all that is in the omnipresence. As we do, we live in this beautiful, fully transparent experience. And this color, red, orange, yellow, blue, whatever our chakra colors are, because they will be shifting and changing as we do, we're adding that light color of translucence into every one of our cells and chakras. Our chakras will change. Higher resonance, refined light. Then we become fully refined and rare within every vibrational color, every cell, and we have loving commandment of it. We do. It's when the heart and the mind harmonize for that intention, that I am presence, that living from that center. I am one with source, the purity of my heart, my mind, my spirit, my body and soul, all that I am, pure intent. I call in that light, and I will release this density. I will release what no longer serves. I will release these patterns of definitions that do not serve my vibrational experience of my oneness. I can do anything, I can be anything, I can have anything, and I am ready for a miracle, for I am it. The all. I am my legacy of my own light, and I get to choose, and I will heal whatever comes forward. That is the conviction and the devotion that you have to love of all that you are, every cell, every thought, every word, every deed. Let it come up, let it clear. Transmute, let it go. Let it go. And then allow yourself to reclaim the preciousness of who you are. And that's why we're stepping away from the words that have been used. Intuitively, you understand that the words that we've been using for these aspects of the dense the dense soul aspect that requires you, and we only say dense for the color that it's holding, because if there is a grayer vibration there, although required and very needed, it's not bad, we're not separating it. This is the whole reason why we're saying what we're saying. It's you, it's allness. It requires your love. Your love will create the blessing and the transparency within it. Your light, I'm trying to show you this light. It's not working. I've got it really hitched up there. Your light creates the transparency. Your light, your love, your forgiveness, your compassion, letting it go. Letting go of all those karmic cords that held you to beliefs that aren't even yours. They weren't even brought to you. They were brought to you through that karmic contract, through your lineage, through your Akash, your soul's blueprint on what, and you knew at the highest level that you were able to give it that light, give it that love. That yes, you will find the energies, the wisdoms, the teachings that you need, and you have the power within you to bring it all to greater light, to bring it all to a higher truth. Light is its highest truth. Light is love. Love is a truth. Love is the essence and the breath of all movement within all omnipresence. It is consciousness. Consciousness creates all. How we focus, how we intend, and how we create our attention creates that translucency. Say, yes, there is something that's coming forward. It's not comfortable. There's aspects of me that did not want to look at it before, but now I'm ready. I will face whatever needs to come forward. I will face it, and I will sort it out, because it needs to be brought the light that it requires. It's me. All aspects are me. I choose to create with source. I choose to walk with source. I choose to lovingly command my physical, mental, emotional, etheric bodies. I am light. I can do this. And I will create balance and harmony, because when I'm out of balance and out of harmony, I'm letting those denser aspects have greater control, and they're just like we can refer it to anything. We can just refer it to anything that is in a chaotic state that wants to be brought into harmony. We can do it, anything in our existence that we've ever known about has gone from a chaotic state to an ordered state. Divine order, meaning that you're bringing the divine to anything that is chaotic and out of balance. It needs you. It's requiring your commandment lovingly to say, I am divine. I will bring order to this chaos, because I know my truth. Knowing thyself is loving thyself. That's what we offered yesterday, is that loving of thyself in every way, to love your mental body, your physical, your emotional, your etheric body, all that you are as a multidimensional, sacred, geometric being, to know that you will call in the information, the wisdom that you need from this highest 15th dimensional perspective. Call it in. Call it in those high sacred notes and sounds. Call in the wisdom so that you can transcend what it is you need to, or creatively create what has not yet been known or created here. And that's where many of us that are those wave shores breaking the membrane of that fourth dimension to get to that fifth dimensional field of light we are creating as templates, we require to break that membrane. How do we do that? We bring it from our highest transparent state of highest knowing, a sacred geometry that is our highest, that's being fed through every dimension to get to our highest, that higher mind. The higher mind is linked with the divine mind of everything that we've been threaded sacred geometrically with source creator, the source, from our very first incarnation from source creator, our very highest, when source breathed us, because it's all a now experience of who we have been with source. Our very first breath was source, the most purest refined essence we have been with source. All now, we can recreate from the highest purity of who we are as divine and bring order to all. It's so profound. It's so profound, and why it's so exciting to bring these teach, learning, healing experiences forward to remind us of how profound we are. We sometimes get so caught in the physical reality, and we get stuck there in cycles of what we see, because what we see has been ingrained and patterned and entrained to be the only reality that we are. We're not. We are the all. We have divine experience, divine intelligence, and we can transmute anything we see. The powerful and profound experiences upon earth are for us to co-create, are for us to heal, are for us to transmute, are for us to bring our light into every facet of our infrastructure. And that light will change all because we care. We really care. I care about this planet. I care about when I leave here, in that physical sense, if you will. I want to know that I have brought my greatest light. I will know that I've had my best soul life here. And I did whatever it was that I could to get back up, dust myself off, and know that I am light and return to that truth of the all, that one. I am one with source. There is nothing that I cannot create, and I will move beyond this. I love myself so. I am sacred in myself so. Physical, mental, emotional, etheric. I know who I am. I am pure light. And I bring it to my thoughts. Anytime a thought goes back to an old pattern, I recenter. No, this is who I am. This is who I choose to be. And these are my goals and my visions. And I say goals in the highest vibrational sense, if you will, because that goal is garnering you that higher vibrational anchor that we often need to reach up and keep climbing and keep climbing and keep climbing, especially when we have those denser experiences that keep calling us back into the old patterns, because that's what the soul will do to allow you your highest capacity for mastery. It will require that you practice. You practice your realignment to center. You practice your realignment to higher knowing, living from your heart, purely living from your heart. Centering now, presence. I am one with source and I am in the flow of source. All is well. I'm not controlling anything. I'm not resisting anything. I'm aligning to my higher truth. My higher truth is love. I'm gaining greater access to love. I'm allowing greater love to be spoken. I'm allowing greater loving thoughts to be brought in, to be transmuting through old patterns, cycles that no longer serve. Light serves me in every way. I'm transmuting the cells within my body. I'm transmuting the density within my body. I can feel it. I'm lovingly commanding, and I'm being the navigator and the, what do they always call those people? This came up twice this week. I don't know why. In the last couple of days, the people that direct the ships. What are they called? Those big ships on the ocean. If anybody knows, just put the comment down below. Are they like, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. Commanders? No, commanders are like air people, right? I don't know. If anybody knows, just put the word down in the comments for other people. I don't know what it's called. Those people that actually are in that little room with all those knobs and buttons and compasses. Those people. You are the master navigator of your ship. I don't know what they're called. Ship drivers. I know there's no steering wheel or anything. I think it's like a little, I don't know. It's like a big round thing. I don't know. Water tastes so good. So what we also said yesterday about where we're at right now as a collective, we're opening up to these greater oneness. We're all one, threaded at our hearts. The higher heart is threaded in our oneness. Each of us have come here with unique gifts and skills that are held within the chakras and our multidimensional bodies and systems that get activated as we clear and cleanse. And so what we're being offered now is those of us that are teachers, leaders, and healers, and communicators of light, whether you're a medium, telepath, whether you're a medium, intuitive, whatever it is that you choose to move about with your highest excitement, your highest co-creative experience. It doesn't matter what we label or title it, because you're far more than that. But we're just giving the names as what we've heard. We're linking this in because they were showing me the other day that when we receive energetic downloads, when we receive information from our highest and best intuitive, because we are all moving through transitions in the familial, friend, work, integrity systems that we're here to navigate, transmute, and dismantle and recreate and rebuild. Those of us that are crystalline children, we are here to rebuild. We're here to set the vibrational platform for new systems of light. From what I understand, this is what the crystalline energy have come to work with, the grids and the crystalline highest light consciousness, it's all that threaded energy that's threaded as our link through a soul, my multiverse soul, to continue dispersing light into life programs. But we're going through this huge transition as a collective. which means that how can we see our way of life and routines from 3D to 5D? How can we really fan our light into and allow the highest potentiation of whatever may unfold, and leave out expectation, leave out our ego's desire to control and manipulate the divine in whatever way we receive the information, whether it be through those that we are partnered with in our day-to-day, everyday communions. If you're an intuitive, medical intuitive, if you will, or medium intuitive, and you're seeing and you're sensing and you're feeling and you're getting information about someone that is having a difficult time or a challenge, how is that dispersed? When do you disperse it? If you disperse it, are you comfortable dispersing it? And how can it be done in a way that is, what they were showing me is that not taking ourselves out of, and why we've always offered this in all of our radio shows for many years now, taking ourselves out of that separative paradigm that our words tend to call us back into density. This is why we're very careful, and we offer multidimensional vibrational stories within the words that we offer and the stories that we are entangled within in the sacred communion of our sacred community. We offer you the highest vibrational stories for your own multidimensional experience. Because when we are being, when we use vibrational words and terms and definitions that have been where we have been, pull us back into those energies of where we have been. So how can we offer and be the fluid moving divine essence of source, so that we are encapsulating all of that is divine for the highest and for the greatest good divine order, to bring order back to that which seems to be moving through any aspect of disorder or chaos that requires that light information. You are receiving information and wisdoms for a reason. So create that ability to have that self-reflective time and that wisdom time to honor, why am I receiving this information? What is it teaching me and showing me? Because remember, it's teach learning the law of one. Teach learning the law of one. Why am I receiving this information? How can I use it to expand my soul's growth? Because remember, it's being brought to you for the reason of your soul's growth, whether it is because you are meant to be that share of wisdom, that share of light, that compassionate caregiver, that one that was in that contract with them to bring them the information and wisdom that they needed. It doesn't, there's an infinite number of reasons, because there's 7.5 billion people here, and so many people are awakening to their intuitive gifts and their wisdoms and their skills and their craft, their healing craft. So if you always return to your center and ask your teams and your guides, as I've said to you in many of my other videos, is that there's been times where my teams have said step back, and they always say step back. If there's something that I'm not meant to entangle with at an energetic, level, to fix and to heal, because there are certain souls that have come to honor certain lessons of their soul so that they can step beyond where they've always been taking themselves. And me interjecting a ton of light and me interjecting and fixing it all because I can see how things will work out at that telepathic higher self level. You just want to get in there and fix it all. But that doesn't allow them the access to their higher self and to their soul, through which they need to transmute the energies and thought patterns and belief patterns that they have that keep taking them in those cycles of worry, frustration, anger, pain, whatever it might be that they're co-creating for themselves. So allow yourself that higher wisdom to always drop within your higher self. And we're all going to be required to do this as we're expanding into a collective oneness. What is my purpose here? How may I best serve in the highest divine order? What is my divine purpose in this? And your teams will say, to deliver the message. Share the message, share the wisdom, and they'll need to just say one or two words. Share how you're feeling. And that will always be, if most often than not, it will always be part of your soul's lesson, especially as we're coming from 3 to 5D, because almost all of us have been in repressed systems of co-creation, and which have left us in suppressed systems in our socioeconomic systems. And high, and we can see it everywhere, everybody has imbalances at some level. They've left us with great physical, mental, emotional, and etheric imbalances by not sharing. So there will always be a reason for your soul's growth, for your soul's potentiation to press out consciousness, and always trust within the wisdoms you're getting, trust within your higher self and your soul's divine flow of orchestration, and to know that you are that pillar that is offering those threads of wisdom and vibration, and not holding on to it and stuffing it down and repressing it, becoming an imbalance of yours. So there will always be that flow of energy that will be required. However, that higher self perspective, living from your heart space, will be required as you tune in and reflect upon, how may I share this so that it serves the highest and the greatest good? Always ask yourself, highest, greatest good, divine order. What is my part in this? So that you can come back to your center and say, this is for you to reflect upon. Process it for a couple of days, and then there'll be something new that comes for you to see that next step. Because right now, when I ask for guidance from my teams, I ask for next 24, 48. It's not for long term. It's now. What do I need to know now so that I can process what I need to process? I can integrate what I need to integrate, and I can move into my highest and best based on other wisdoms that are coming to me in the next hour. That's how fast things are moving. So for me, it's always the highest wisdom now, next 24 to 48, especially in these big, huge transitions in my particular life experience. How can I integrate in a really quick way so that I'm helping and doing whatever I need to do? Because I understand, for me personally, I'm moving through massive life changes and profound shifts. So this is all that is required from me right now, 24 to 48. What do I need to know? Because there is a part of me, and I can feel it right now, there are parts of me that already are on these other aspects and already living these other long-term experiences, and I can feel it. They're threading me there. But there's a lot for me to work through in the next short term for me to get what I need to know and how I need to share it and how I need to use it for me. So that will be a part that every aspirant, that every master will need to work through on a quicker, more accelerated basis. So always reflect to yourself, returning to your heart, not the mind. Call all of your consciousness, all of your light, all of your wisdom and power to your heart. Live within the whispers of your heart. Live within the sacredness in the vessel of your heart, that sacredness. And that will be those silent whispers that are usually only one or two words or a sentence. That's how you know, and it's usually the first thing that comes up. And it's very profound and direct. It's clear, crystal clear. And it will be, just share. What I have found is that your sharing clears away those densities for you. And that's why it's coming to you. You've held these intuitive knowings for quite some time. You've known things have been off. You know that there's been imbalances. You're here to be that pillar, to assist it in creating that order. So each of us are moving through those aspects of chaos because those systems are falling away. Systems in every functional way of the word. Physical, mental, emotional, etheric, from 3 to 5D. Everything is a system. We've patterned ourselves in systems of density. We are breaking them away, shaking them up, those tower moments. Those words that we've labeled as dense and traumatic, they're not. It's the breaking away of density, and that light is coming in. That light is shining its frequency and refinement on it for you to choose as your free will, your highest perspective. How may I create better order? Because I don't feel balanced. I want to feel balanced. I am balanced. Higher self, higher mind, my highest choice from here. I choose to co-create in this way. This brings me balance. It brings me stability and solidity of who I am with source, right? Not living from other people's perspectives, because that's what we're breaking and shaking away. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter how other people react, because they're seeing it from their unique perspective. They're seeing it through the eye of their beliefs, of their patterns, of their entrainment, of their soul lineage. And each person will have a different perspective through which they see. This is why it's so important that we always return to center. What is the highest divine benevolent order, divine order that I may choose for the highest and greatest good in this moment, in this situation? And be specific and be clear. You'll feel yourself calling in. Your higher self will guide you to the most important thing that needs to be dealt with in your life and sorted out. Those morning clearing sessions, after you've done your clearing, then you're sitting down with your journal, and we've done a video on it. That clearing, cleansing, and releasing video is really, really important. And you can use that as often as you like, as frequently as you like. The better you do, you'll get your own system for clearing and cleansing and returning to knowing thyself. Then you sort out with your journal. That journal is your communion, your sacred communion time with spirit, so that you can clear away the density and you can get back to order. This is what I'm really excited about. And it comes from here. It's a belly experience. That's your sacredness. That's your oneness with all that you are. Yeah, I want to create this. I'm really excited to do this. I just want to travel and create paintings and offer them to people. Whatever it might be, you'll feel it from here. So tune in. How do you feel? How do you feel now? How do you feel now that that density has been eclipsed out of your life? You've cleared it. That's why the cycles of the moon are so important. You've cleared those aspects that were in complete darkness. You're clearing it, you're clearing it, you're clearing it. You're becoming whole. You're creating the sacred geometry of you, and you're clearing and cleansing. So use it as that beautiful excitement and adventure. Yes, this is coming forward. All right, I got this. And then there's nothing that's going to come to you that won't be out of your potentiation to transmute into greater light. And so what they were showing me, and they were just reminding me that we are, and they gave me a statement, if I write it down, I wrote it down. You are the light bulb that brings others to theirs. You're the light bulb that brings others to their light. And so there will be moments that that light bulb will go off. That light bulb goes off. And you'll receive information or wisdoms or dreams or anything that is intuiting, that intuitive feel that once your fields turn on, it will intuit your body, and your body will start to adjust. Or you'll get that higher mind thought that says, this person really, really needs help, but they're not reaching out. Or you can sense something that's going on with your children or those in your circle or work, something that's happening that's not of integrity at your work. That's when your body is telling you it's time to bring greater order to this. You have the light to bring greater order. Whether it's an uncomfortable or challenging conversation with a boss or a team lead, those need to be brought forward, because otherwise you wouldn't receive the information. Or it's telling you it's time to move on. This is not of your integrity, because you will be every soul will want those challenges. Every soul will want to return to that highest order of light. That's how we create light systems. We're creating those templates from every moment that we create greater integrity, greater alignment, and greater truth within the sacred geometry of all that we are. If we're continuing living within experiences in any facet of our life experience, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or etheric, that physical job that we go to that doesn't feel within integrity of our soul, it will continue to come up until those aspects of density are cleared and made transparent, because we have the capacity to do that, and it's through our free will and our choice. What's coming forward for me? If you're feeling those internal, I just want to go to work every day, all of those energies, because your soul is telling you that there's other ways that you could earn and maybe trade, and all of those energies that can open you up to greater systems of integrity that honor your soul, that honor your soul's calling and your offering and your creativity. And when and how to communicate lovingly and honestly and share, teach, learning, sharing. That's the one thing about the law of one. Teach, learning, is sharing. Sharing who you are with authenticity, with truth, with compassion and kindness and caring for the divine order. That's a foundational, benevolent intention, divine order, so that your truth is spoken, that your love is spoken, that it's felt in every vibration of you. You can tell the vibrational energy. Is it spoken just to, talk the talk, because that's a vibration and it can be felt? Or are you actually living the vibrational truth? And that requires that order, that you're creating that order of that experience. You can feel it. You know that when you've made a great decision, it's like, yes, I did it. I aligned with my highest truth. And it feels really good. That emotional, physical, etheric energy all comes into one. You're harmonizing into greater oneness. Through your own will of who you are, through honoring that self-confidence, that clarity. Yes, I know what to do. I know what to do now. And I'm going to call in my highest guidance. And there's going to be a ton of opportunities open to me. And I'm going to call in the one that allows me to fly and expand the most. So we want to get in these two quick things before we close off, because they keep coming back to this. So again, know that there's many opportunities and pathways that will be open. So openness, flexibility, and discernment are going to be really big for the next 6 months. Discernment to align us to higher and greater integrity pathways and avenues and portals, soul tribe opportunity, whatever you want to call it, so that we are each being aligned with a higher vibrational potentiation to express, explore, and experience all that we are as a soul, and to help others as the greater good. Remember, it's a divine orchestration, and we cannot comprehend at this level yet. As your fields and your bodies open, your higher selves open, you can sense the threading of all that you're entangled in. And we often are being led to things that don't feel anything like what we've felt before. So be open and have that be okay. Just open your heart. Bless the miracles as they're coming in. Let go of anything that's to do with resistance and control. Control blocks everything down by half. If you're controlling in any way an outcome, you will block the potentiation of healing. You will block the potentiation of anything that's coming to you by half. So just open, be an unconditional vessel of love. Flow with Source. Source will guide you. Source will heal. Source will allow that light to be gifted to all others to create that greater order. Discernment. What do I share? What do I not share? And ask yourself within that moment, what is required of me for the highest and for the greatest good? In this particular download, in this particular dream observation, in my particular intuitions and sensings. How may I share? How may I deliver in the highest and greatest good? And then listen. Most often than not, you will be offered that opportunity to share, because that sharing helps clear and cleanse you as a soul. Offering that highest truth, potentiation as a mirror and as a vibrational reflection for all others to share their sacred truth. And however, it's always discernment, right? When and how to share it, and how it's being, I've often shared with those in my circle, it's not what necessarily what you say, it's always how you say it. So this is what they wanted to bring forward as that other offering when you're getting these downloads and you're getting these sensings to tell and not to tell, especially when you're going through huge transitions, people moving away, work changing, things going on at work that don't feel integrous to you, because you're coming into a higher truth. So own it and claim it and be grateful for it. Your teams are showing you, your soul is showing you, yes, you're moving into a higher truth. So how can you dismantle what's going on and align with it? Throw your light into these systems that need your light. That's how each and every one of us will be challenged to co-create. And it's really exciting. It's an adventure. We get to dismantle and recreate through higher vibrational integrity, law of one. You're being shown it as a lesson, and you're also the teacher and the master to help heal it and bring order to it. And so they said, when you're coming into these moments of, especially from my own personality and my past perspective in all of the jobs that I've had in management, team leadership, and running high volume, retail management stores. I've always very type A, old world definitions, if you will, type A personality, getting it done, ego, proficiency, efficiency, it's always checking the boxes, all that kind of energy. I've always been very, very good at, because I can see the highest perspective on how to bring greater efficiency and proficiency and team aptitude into the experience. So now, out of all those experiences and why they serve me, was to also see it from the highest spiritual perspective as the soul, to releasing the ego and the control factor of it, not thinking that I have to control it or fix everything, but soaking within the soul to say, you have these gifts and wisdoms from the highest intuitive perspectives. So how can we deliver and honor all souls going through their own unique soul perspective and not controlling the outcome of their own healing, if you will, but to offer the information as a communion of being caring, healing offerings from human to human. And so this is something that many, especially those of us that are crystalline children wanting to get out there and create and build, to understand that there is no race, that, like the bull in the china shop, which has often been told to me, because I just want to get her done, but the expression now is, how can we allow ourselves to be the highest compassionate caregivers for all others, and knowing when to pull back, step back, so that the highest lesson is learned by all, so that the highest wisdoms can be gained, so that they can come through that and say, yes, I did that. I can't believe I did that. So that you get to see their excitement and their empowerment from coming through their highest and best. You see them expanding in their evolution, not you simply fixing it and healing it. So there's always going to be those experiences where you have to go within and discern. Every experience will require a different response. There is no blanket one experience. There just isn't. Because every soul has its unique pace, temperature, and temperament through which you will be that pillar to create and co-create with for your soul's expression and growth. Remember, it's a teach learning experience. Is this for me to process and hold space for and integrate the higher wisdoms of how I can just hold space and be a caregiver of holding space? Or can I offer my wisdoms and intelligence or any downloads that are coming to me for the highest and greatest good for what their soul requires? Because your higher self and their soul are already acting in those threading back and forth. in the infinity, your higher self and their soul is threading back and forth above this experience and within this experience. And their higher self will say, no, they're ready to take this on their own. Step back and let them know within their heart what to do. And that's happened to me a number of times the past 2 years. Then your souls will tell you, you need to act now. This is an action for you. Act, share, honor, hold space. There'll always be 1 or 2 words or 1 sentence, and you'll just feel it. You'll feel that intuitive. So feel into it. Again, your feelings are so, so important in your manifestations. How you feel is far more important than the words and the thoughts. Far more, far greater. This is why clearing and taking care of yourself on a daily experience is so, so important. Because you feel, you attract. So are you feeling vibrant and great about where things are going? Are you sharing everything that's coming to you? Not necessarily everything, because some you just want to process and be intimate with, like a new love. You just want to be intimate and just really create that sacred communion with one another. And that's not for anybody's business just yet, And so just know and discern. That's how mastery is built. Mastery is built through these beautiful navigations through subtle energies. Keeping yourself aware of and what I've gone through. My teams are reminding me now that I've gone through those experiences of very subtle experiences of energy, things that most people can't see or hear and sense or know, because I'm here to awaken and help heal and help bring greater awareness to the subtle fields of energy that create. How you feel creates. Your judgments of others create. There's timelines being created from those judgments, from those experiences that keep going around and around and around. That's why we have to be very aware to live from this place and bring transparency so that we're living from the highest divine order. I'm trying to hold it up. It's really exciting. Bring greater light to it and ask yourself intuitively, how can I share this for the highest and greatest good? Divine order, so that they're ready for it. Because remember that oftentimes, and I've done this so many times, and that's just ego. That's just ego arrogance. But it doesn't know any better because we've never been taught these things. We've never been entrained to the allness that we're threaded with. It's not meant in any disregard or disrespectful way at all. It's not. These are the facts that we've taken. We have not allowed ourselves to know that we are every facet of the intricate threading of the all. We've never been taught these things. So we're offering these teach learning experiences so that you thread your way into the openness and the allness of it all, and just allow yourself to return back to center and say, how may I best serve this in the highest and greatest good for my souls and all others? And you will always be given 1 or 2 sentences or 1 or 2 words that will allow you to move about and act within the highest level of integrity for the greater good, so that you know that you're moving in a way that is integrous and in alignment of pure source light. And the things that I've gone through in the past 10, 15 years, well, my whole life, I was sensing things that others were not able to sense and know. I was getting downloads. I was behaving and creating in a way that others were not aware of, and they were not understanding. And why I had to work through the many clearings and the healings to transcend the beliefs and the densities, the belief patterns, the Akashic healings, so that we can become masters of the psyche experience, the human conditioning, so we can add these higher vibrational order light, because light is order, these light knowings, these light intelligences for the grids and preparing for future generations of higher vibrational intelligence. That's the order of light. It's always expansive, evolutionary. So being that caring human, that co-creative human, not as the teacher and the healer and all of those things that we use as definitions to separate ourselves. We're saying, as a human that cares about my human, these are the things that I'm sensing. These are the things I'm getting downloads on, and I've been asked to share them with you. You have free will on how you choose to use them. And if you need any assistance or help, then I can be a part of that process. But as a human that cares about you, and I'm seeing and I'm sensing certain things, I wanted to bring this forward. And there's obviously a co-creative process to move through the process of integration, because they're going to have to integrate that information somehow, some way, right now or later, it doesn't matter. But you're at least sharing it from what you're being guided, because it's also serving you to share, so that you can stand in your power and in your truth, and also be a part of the higher evolutionary wisdoms that are wanting to live through you, to clear out the old, clear out the clutter. As a 5th dimensional collective, if we look at it in the future perspective, if you will, in a 5th dimensional collective, we will be all telepathic, and we will sense and know what's going on with everyone. We will be able to see the densities within the auras, within the bodies. And because we are threaded as a one, it is in our highest and best interest to assist as one, an equal partner, to assist in the clearing and the cleansing and the healing and the loving, because we are one. If that person is affected, it will affect you. And this is why we also said, knowing when to discern to take yourself out of a situation that you absolutely know is not serving you, because through your team's guidance, they will show you that this is no longer serving you and this is not going anywhere. So you need to either step in a new direction so that it can create its new energy for its new evolution. And that's what's required sometimes. And your teams will guide you, especially in the next 6 months, because there's a lot of transitions that are happening that are taking others and yourself in different directions vibrationally, because it's meant to. It can't stay. Stagnancy cannot stay. It won't. There will be tower moments in every stagnant situation. There will be, because it has to evolve somehow, some way. And so the more that it's resisted, the more that that change is resisted, or control or fear, the more bumpy the ride will be. And there, your teams will guide you either to step back and walk in a different direction so that you're not a part of that. And that energy can renew itself in a new way. And it's done for the highest benevolence. Those energies are always done in the highest benevolence. And if those circles, whether it's a work circle, especially with those things that are happening through integrity, and I've seen this in the past 5 years, if those work systems are not moving within the highest of integrity and they're not listening through the dismantling that's happening within their structure, then it will have greater tower moments and the company forecloses. Whatever will be. That's why we're bringing order to every experience multidimensionally, and why it has to occur. So step beyond and see the bigger picture. See the bigger picture of what is unfolding. The bigger picture. Because this light, the highest level of transparent light, the highest, purest, refined level of light, wants to touch every aspect of everything that's out of disorder and density. And we lovingly want it. The part that holds us back is the ego patterning the entrainment that keeps us fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of our oneness with source, because of the akashic and psyche energies and the wounds that we're here to heal. So that's all a part of this expansive evolutionary process that we're each moving through as a one collective. So bring forward whatever it is that you get and you're being offered to share. If you use the word share, it opens energy in oneness. It just does. It's not as I'm the healer, you're the student, that it takes away that whole veil, because there is a veil when we use those words and we act in those ways, behave in those ways. We offer information in those ways. Just like our children will only listen to us when we're talking and we're acting and behaving in certain ways that no longer bring them up to the same level as we are. We've all had those experiences, whether it's at work, our bosses, doesn't matter. If we're being treated in a way that is not in oneness, then we will only hear a portion, even a fraction, and sometimes often nothing at all. Because it's not being offered with the integrity of oneness. It's being offered with the integrity of I know more than you do. That's ego. At the subtle level, really. I'm not saying that everyone is doing that. That's not my blanket statement at all. I'm just saying as a collective, what we have been shown and what we have behaved within, because they have been in programs of separation. This is why we will see, and which is really, really exciting, all systems that we are co-creating with greater integrity of higher light will be done within that way of absolute equality. The students will be our greatest teachers, absolutely. And they will come forward with new directive, co-creative, beautiful, inspirations on how we can call things in to incorporate how they can learn the best. Because they're the ones that know. They're the ones that are being taught and shown and also teaching us. So we have to include them in the equation. We have to include them in that highest perspective, because it's their generations that they will be then offering to their children, and their children will come forward with a higher DNA capacity than them. So how can we offer all that we're being given and we're being downloaded in ways that come together as a one sharing collective, caring collective, with whatever circles you're working in, whether it's a work situation. I mean, I've had situations like that where you're having those difficult discussions and you've had to bring something up that is not comfortable. I just want to bring this forward. It's been really, eating away at me, and my conscious, my higher will, my integrity is just saying, I'm seeing something, I'm feeling something, I'm sensing something. This needs to be brought forward. I'll leave it in your hands. You're in management, but as someone that's working in this environment, this doesn't suit my integrity. It doesn't feel right anymore. So I'm going to give my notice. I want to be moved to a different department, whatever it might be. You'll come up with your own multidimensional, because they were showing me that there's infinite number of perspectives that will help thread you into a higher integrity order, light order, that will match your changing vibration. Remember, we're moving from 3 to 5D, so everything will change. Your desires, your soul will change, and it will want to. You won't want to work within the same systems you've always worked within, because you're changing. You're leveling up. So honor it, be excited about it, be that vibration that allows others to see this change can really be exciting. Just say in that same conversation, that example, I haven't been feeling easy about this. This is what I've been seeing, this is what I've been sensing, but perhaps we can do it this way that actually serves all. This is how your light and all of the years experience that you've had can bring greater light within a company that perhaps you really believe in, or a product or a service that you really believe in. But there's aspects of that product, service, or industry that are not being delivered with integrity because of old systems. To no one's fault, it's just the systems that have been created and entrained, and they're breaking cycles now. And so allow your strength and your knowing to say, you know what, I can bring this forward, and I can offer 5 or 6 new ways that this can be done to create that greater oneness with our clients and our customers and the services that we provide. Each and every one of you have those potentials that your soul will offer you in whatever circles you're moving within, because our entire collective will require it. We're here to offer our allness in our oneness. So do it in a way and share it in a way that is heartfelt and from your center. This is really feeling uneasy for me, but I have a few suggestions on how it can work for everyone that's of greater integrity. These are the things I've seen that don't feel like they're integrity, and offer ways of opportunity for greater good. Offer opportunities for greater light, greater integrity, greater excitement, greater soul sharing, greater caring within the circle. Those are open vibrational experiences that will serve everyone. And allow yourself to challenge yourself throughout the day. Your soul wants to constantly press out and be challenged consciously, because conscious is everything. It's your source oneness. And source is always loving and beloved and joy, and it's always soft and unconditional in every way. That's source creator. So when you connect with those heartfelt vibrations of living from that way, and honor it and offer it soulfully and heartfully in everything that you do, then that will open up the potentiation to help you align with these greater light fields, these light programs, the grids. And it's always done in that higher vibrational way, allowing yourself to be aware of what's not serving you, to come to your center and align with source, the highest potentiation, divine order, greater good, benevolent for the all. Offer what can be. Offer potentiation, offer your light, offer your sharing, offer your oneness, teach learning. I've learned this. This is a potential. I've gained so much. This is a potential. I'm allowing my light and my history and my experience here to now come to a new potential. How can we all be served? How can this system become greater and bigger and more profound than we ever thought? So allow your light to be open and sharing and more communicative in oneness. The teach and the learning part of it, that we are all equal. We are all allowing ourselves to come to higher vibrational threads of consciousness. And it can be only done when we're coming from that level of care and oneness. And use your discernment on how and when and in what capacity to share the informations and the wisdoms that you're now awakening to, or you're now becoming aware of, whether it's through dreams or meditations or anything that's in your life that seems to be requiring greater light. We call it chaos, but that's the scientific words that we've used in our, in our earlier, scientific books. From any chaos comes order, and it requires that infusion and catalyst to bring it so. How we perceive, how we create, how we intend and attend creates that order or not. It's also, are we creating chaos through our constant attention to chaos? That's what we see in our collective. Are we creating greater untruth by our focus on untruth? That will continue those tower moments. So our light is used, and when we center from within, we will always be guided. Our hearts will always guide us. Our hearts will always be that light that allows others to turn theirs on. And be the light bulb that allows others to seek theirs. Because there's not always every situation that you will require to go in and fix and heal. So tune in. there will be those circles that you know are meant for dismantling, those cycles that are stagnant, have been karmic and need adjusting, need greater light, need transmutation, that your teams may often, say, just step back and hold space for others as they go through their transition, as they go through their awakening, as they go through their change. They have the light within them. They're just about there. And empower, inspire, and encourage oneness. We are one in this. I've been through it. I'm there with you, just let me know if there's anything, and keeping your boundaries, keeping your standards, and keeping your knowing thyself, so that you're not becoming entangled in others' dramas and disorder, so that you can ensure that you're staying and maintaining your pillar of light. You're always reaching up and garnering and anchoring that highest potentiation, because you're needed. You really, really are needed. And it doesn't serve anyone if you're self-sacrificing and becoming enmeshed in others' processes while they're going through order, trying to create order for themselves. So you'll know everybody's situation will be different, but we're bringing these forward because they're very subtle, but you can sense them. Your bodies and your intuitive sensing, your gifts and your skills will show you. And just know that as you're moving through these great transitions, your chakra systems will become greater, cleared, and refined as you're calling in that light and you're living in that highest light potentiation. But the greatest lessons that we offer, the teach learning lessons that we offer today, is how we share information, your intuitive wisdoms, how you're awakening into your greater oneness of that telepathic link that we're all awakening to, because we all will be 5D telepathically connected. And our thoughts and our experiences are shaping our reality. So if we're using telepathy that's from the heart, we're offering for the greater good, we're offering for the highest intention, then that will be the light fields that we co-create. And this is why it's so important that we've gone through these mastery experiences in the 4D. The 4D allows us to work out those energies of ego that is always a win-lose situation. And if you win one time, there will be come back where you're going to have to lose. That's the ego. So now what we're shifting from is a win-win. Everybody wins. We are all caring. We are all sharing. How may we do this? How may we work the energy? How may I share what I'm being offered? How may I use it in my soul's growth so that the all is served for the highest divine order, the greatest good, benevolency, so that I'm allowing myself my greatest capacity to maintain my pillar of light, as well as be that for all others, and allow them their unique path, highest and greatest good. And that's aligning yourself with the highest leveling up potential. And also them. You're allowing them to come forward in their highest truth. Because you know, and you empower that with them. I know you got this. You got this. This is why we come forward as often as we can. You got this. You know who you are. You're pure light. You got this. How does that feel? Oh, just let me connect with that. Oh, how does it feel? I'm pure light. Yes, I'm one with source. This breath is linking me with everything in the omnipresence. I'm calling in the wisdom I need. I've got this one thing I need to move through. It's going to require great strength. It's going to require great courage. I got this. I got teams with me. I got this. I'm one with source. I got this. Yeah. I've got something I've got to heal. I can do this. I'm not a victim. I take myself out of victim mentality. I am a powerhouse of light. I've got source, and I can create joy just like that. I can create happiness just like that. I can create the light of me just like that. All things change just like that. And it ripples through the all. Every aspect of you ripples. It just does. I just got goosebumps everywhere. See, and that's how you activate sound, and sacred synchronicities activate. Clear your field. I'm light. I'm light. All density be gone. I'm light. Clear your fields. Bathe with holy light. I know who I am. I know who I am. I'm creating great light. I can do this. I'm one with the all. How can I share and help? How can I share who I am and help in the most creative, most expressive way? When I care about who I am, I'm going to create, I'm going to express, I'm going to explore, I'm going to experience the greatest love. I'm sharing who I am. I am meant to come here and share my light. I am a powerhouse of light. And I'm always in connection with my highest guidance, with my highest attunement. And it can be felt. It's authentic and it's true. It's a vibration of my loving truth. And I can feel it. When it's done from that purity of pure intent for the greater good of all, it can be felt. And oftentimes it causes discomfort, because oftentimes those energies of old patterns, the expectations and the belief patterns we're all transcending and breaking, is that you were meant to be obligated and you've meant to be tied to certain belief systems and energies that are no longer serving in the higher vibrational experience. So just know that those are those parts of discomfort until order is created. And then when order is created, everybody looks back and says, oh, I know why we went through that. We had to break that system down. It was uncomfortable. It really was uncomfortable, but it had to be broken down. The truth had to be known so that we can get to that greatest light, that we are one, and that all of the imbalances that we see in our world are all ours to help and co-create and share that light as one. Share the light as one. Share the light as one. You are light. You are one. You are light. You are profound. You are pure, holy love. Pure, holy powerhouse of love. You can do anything. Physically, mentally, emotionally, etherically, you are one with Source. As Source is, my name is. I am as Source is. I know this vibrationally, physically, mentally. I can overcome anything and all things. I get to choose my destiny. I get to choose how bright I shine. I get to choose. And I say that with great honor. And it's from here. I speak from my heart. My heart knows, and I share all that I am because I want to be that clarity. I want to be that order. And that order is flowing because I know that that order requires me to navigate difficulty and transitions that I've never experienced before. But I know if I surrender, then I will be led as I am meant to be led. And I surrender to the divine in all ways that I can. Because I absolutely know that there's far more to me than I've ever known. And I'm going to surrender to all that I exist within, what exists within me, and to who I truly am. And as I do, I live my greatest expression. I live my greatest exploration. I live my greatest experience. Because I am truth. Light is my truth. And I hold to that every way that I can. And I know there will be navigation. I know there will be those patterns and those moments where I have to bring myself back to a realignment. That's okay. I love myself. I forgive myself. I honor myself through it all. Because this is the swimming through the depths and through the energies that we've co-created for eons. And there won't always be a clear path. There will be that navigation back and forth. Because that's how we know as a collective. They're wanting me to bring this in. That's how we know as a collective. And this is what they want us to interpret in the most exciting, adventurous way, the sacred child. Always refer back to the sacred child. You'll always be aligned with your highest light. The sacred child, and I love this experience because it shows that the sacred child is at the heart of all matters. How can we express, explore, and experience ourselves as a sacred child? Always exploring, always pondering, always wondering, always being that curious little child to explore. It's very, 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 very important as we're creating these new systems because they're showing me that our navigation back and forth and our trial and error and our working the energy is so very important for the capacity of the allness of our potentiation. We are, as are navigating through these energies so that we do create order. Order is very rarely created just out of a one decision, their order. It is a navigational process because we're always working the energy. There's multi-dimensional systems and galaxies and planets that we're threading as one. So that we need the experience at a soul level. This is what they've shown me, is that my soul wants something because it's also threaded with a planet over here that's going through ascension. There's also a collective over here that really requires this information from the human psyche perspective and why I've gone through what I've gone through. And they're threading it in for me because this is also a teaching learning for me. That through that navigation, you have learned do, that's going to help do in all that you are. And even though it was uncomfortable, even though it seemed to be unbearable or insurmountable, that navigational process through that tower moment or through that challenge or through that loss, you have learned do that's going to thread together the sacred geometry of what all of you really requires and needs as a soul. It's not just you in this human body that requires that wisdom. You're threading that wisdom to all other aspects and all other councils and committees that you're working on for the greater good of the all, the light programs that you're threaded with. The other aspect of you that is on Sirius right now that needs that information on that human psyche so that it can do what it needs to do as that physical being or that consciousness being or that amphibian, whatever it might be. You know, because we come in many bodies, we come in many forms. And what we're learning on Earth is that our diversity, our oneness. That oneness allows us to see that, yes, I am an insectoid in Sirius or Orion or Lyra. Yes, I am a dolphin species. Yes, I am with the whale species. Yes, I have consciousness that's threaded. We have consciousness within all things. That's why we're going to open up to speaking with the trees in the forest, that Gaia energy, the Elohim, our fairy, our pixie, our gnome. These are all consciousnesses that we're awakening to. And it's going to be up to us in all moments to say, well, how am I going to thread and how am I going to share? Sharing is so important. Sharing just allows you to just truly be you as that sacred child. Just share. Whatever you're excited to share. When it comes to information and wisdoms and downloads about others, there will always be that next level of questioning and reflection that you'll need to discern for yourself and the greater good. So that how the information is shared, so that it's done in the highest benevolent way for their highest and best and your highest and best and the greater good of all. So just understand that and know that, and just get used to checking in. You know, what is required of me in this moment for the greater good, for divine order, so that the all is served. What is required, and you'll again receive those, you know, important experiences. And just know that because we're in a really big time of transition, you might get this one moment in this. So this is important. They want us to share this. So in this particular moment, when you're asking, what is my highest and best for divine order? How may I move forward in this? That one time you might get, just hold space. The very next time that same experience occurs, but with someone else or with the same person or with the same group or with the same work collective, they might say, now it's your time to share because we've offered you a download in your field. And as you share, you're going to get the information synchronistically. That's happened to me so many times. So many times they'll say, it's a step-by-step process because you're integrating and expanding as a collective soul. And the more you get comfortable with sharing your light, with sharing who you are, you're gaining your confidence and clarity and surety. You're aligning more with your higher truth. As you do, those aspects in your field become active that they've downloaded to you or are downloading to you. It's all now. But you're now becoming open because you're higher in your truth and you're standing in your center more. The more that you do, that information just becomes now. You'll then have that instant access to whatever is needed to take that next step, to take that next step, to take that next step. So just know that although we are in less and less linear perspective because time is slipping away, it's condensing, it's now more now, just know that it doesn't matter how many times any one thing might come up, always tune in the moment because there is always, as we've always offered in our books and in our sharing, there is always divine elegance, and there's things that are threaded on a far greater capacity than we can know or put our finger on. And that's meant to be. That's the majesty of Source. That's the majesty of the heavens. You know, Source, Creator, omnipresence, consciousness of the all. You're opening that gateway for all others to be served in whatever way that needs to, because you're one with the all. This is just a soul's perspective, the top-down effect on how much you are threaded and connected within in the various consciousness and forms and collectives and teams that you are actually threaded within and you affect. This for every soul. So you can imagine the divine orchestration of it. That's how we always know that there will always be that majesty of Source. Source knows all. Source is threaded simultaneously, instantly now. Knows what needs to be, the information and how it's perceived and how it's delivered is our job. You know, how do we deliver what we're receiving? Trust it's the highest guidance. When you're aligned with your heart, it's always the highest guidance. And but that takes each of us to work through on that mastery level because we're working through so many eons of persecution, distrust, subjugation, control. All of those things are for us as a collective to heal. That's part of the human conditioning that we've traversed as masters that we can now teach, learn in new ways and work with it in a higher, compassionate, caring way so that what we offer and how we offer is going to come forward in the highest, most benevolent experience for the greater good, so that all systems carry greater light, greater order, so that that ordered system can now create greater light and greater order and span out and fan out. I'm just seeing it as that effect. So hope that this has come to you with great experience. Know that, again, as you listen to it over and over again, you're going to be offered different vibrational stories. There's tons of information that's moving through me right now. Some of it I don't, I just feel the energy and the codes and the stuff moving through me. So there's going to be stories and information and wisdoms that you receive in your highest and in your best that will serve you at any one time. So again, we always offer that if you listen to it again and again, you're going to get something different. You're going to get something new, and just intend that. Today, I intend to receive something new. Today, I intend to open it with my divine sacred heart, and I know that Source Creator will flow from me to you, and I'm receiving the informations and the codes that I desire. And that's our intention, always the highest and greatest good for the highest light programs and expansion and beautiful benevolence and divine order for the all. And we thank you, dear lighted ones, for being with us today. And we wanted to pull just one beautiful sacred card. I'm trying to keep these really short. So thank you. What a beautiful, fabulous session. Thank you so much. So I'm going to be moving into a new house. I have to be out of here in 1 week. No, less than 1 week, 5 days. So I'm really excited. Really excited for my new chapter. Hey, I'm so excited. Let's do this. Hey, so honor the synchronicities and all the things that are coming to you, downloads in your dreams, downloads in your meditations to thread you into something new. The next 6 months, oh yeah, what I wanted to say, in the next 6 months, we're going to be requiring, they brought this up yesterday in the video, that is really important, is really being discerning about where and how you're spending your energy so that we can be in alignment for the mass awakenings, this next wave of mass awakenings. So really be in greater self-care of your bodies, really be in greater self-care of your mental alignment, your physical alignment, your emotional alignment. Spend great time out in nature. We're creating, again, every celestial alignment and moon cycle, we're being offered different packages of ascension energy as a collective. As this one heart, we're talking about going back to the law of one again. So as a collective, we're being offered different aspects of light that will allow us to come into greater physicality with our light. So they're showing me just a transmutation of light with the physical body. And so know that that will affect everybody in different ways. For me, sleep cycles have been totally, disrupted. I haven't been remembering as many dreams as I usually do because there's so much healing work that's going on in the physical body. So if you've been through really profound, challenging times, mentally, physically, and emotionally, know that you may not be remembering your dreams because there's a lot of healing that's going on the various chakras and energetic fields. There's a lot of energy that's moving in and out of the fields to assist you and prepare you for your global work. So just take care for your bodies, drinking lots and lots and lots of good quality water, and getting outside as often as possible, going for swims in the natural environments if you can, forest bathing. All of those allow the realignment of the natural elements within your multidimensional bodies. Giving yourself enough quiet reflection time so you can reflect on what's moving through you and your alignment. And this one came out since the dolphins play. I just saw the dolphins. We were just talking about the dolphins. Thank you so much. So swim and be happy of the joy that you are. Own your joy. Yesterday they were telling me to embrace your kindness, embrace all the things that before people had, kind of rolled their eyes and were shunning you because like, are you really that nice? Are you really that happy? Embrace those aspects of you because that's what's really needed. Your light is really needed. Your light is that aspect of you that you're meant to embrace. You're meant to feel your uniqueness and be grateful for it. And know that we're meant to have fun here. We are the sacred children. The sacred children help create the greater light programs and heal all generations and ancestry that we've come to heal. We are rewriting human history through our light, through our care and our excitement to create these beautiful light programs for the greater good. So just know that. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. So that's what we were talking about, is going with the flow of source. It's really beautiful that you can just open up and trust that you will always be offered. Trust in source creator. They would never guide you to anything that is worse than what you have come from. And I always tell my kids that when you surrender and let go and just trust that you're guided by source, you're listening fully to your heart, you will never be guided into something that's bad for you. Whatever we deal with that's an uncomfortable experience is because the light has touched it and the light has shown you that that wasn't of integrity, that perhaps we didn't listen to our intuition before and it's caused this tower moment because you're not living from your heart. You're living from those resistance of fear and control and greed. Whatever program it is you're working on as a soul, because it's all different for every soul. And the Black Jaguar is one of my favorite cards. I love this card so much. I'm an old soul. Yep, totally. I'm an old soul and I love it. Walk through life, confidence and grace. I love that. Just want to inhale that. Walk through life with confidence and grace. I love that. And for each person, grace will be something different. Confidence will be something different because for me, my experience, confidence has been something, this is my intimate, Joanna's intimate ascension chat. Intimacy with confidence is very subtle. It's like the essence and the vibration of sacredness. Sacredness is an infinite experience of vibration. It's not just a one experience. And this is why I'm really excited to bring the higher vibrational teach learnings to a collective in need of revamping and rebuilding. Because the vibration of essence allows us to ever expand within the essence because it's infinite, it's source. It's like our light, it's infinite. There is no box on it. There's no lid on it, if you will. And so the vibration of confidence will grow with us, if you will. It's that knowing, that centered knowing, I walk with source. Confidence, I know who I am. but it's a vibration and essence like sacredness that goes with the multidimensional experience of who we are. And that's what's really exciting. That's what I get so excited about teach learning, is because I can offer a vibrational word, if you will, or vibration. And because I have that subtle capacity to feel it in my multidimensional allness, and they're now threading me to the omnipresence. Thank you. Many aspects of me coming forward to say that you can experience any one word, if you will, has that vibration that you're now expanding. Okay, so they want me to go back and reframe this. Any word that we have that, so what they're saying is that because we're moving in a vibrational awareness now, we are vibrational resonant beings, and our world is created through resonance. We want to offer the highest vibrational resonance that we can, and the most expansive vibrational resonance that we can, and all that we offer through stories and through teach learning, so that you can take it and grow with it as source guides you. Because each and every one of us are meant to be guided in our own unique, creative, expressive, exploratory, and experiential way, so that that is evolution. So that's wonderful. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful for that. And that word confidence, if you will, we call it a word, but it is a vibration. It's a vibrational experience. So know that everything that you move about and how you communicate throughout your day are their vibrational experiences. So make sure, if you want to, it's always free will, that if you move about with others in circles, allow that all that you are to be offered in the highest, vast, most potentiated way, so that you're offering those essence vibrations, because you intend the vibration of the most infinite in your words, old words, if you will. They will create those new meanings vibrationally. They absolutely will, because it's your vibration you're offering. It just comes in the package of a word. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because it's very powerful. And know that when you're offering these vibrations, have it be that vibration. Like, wow, I'm feeling really joyful today. Joyful might seem to others to be heard as a word, but you're offering the vibration of joy, and it's vast and it's infinite, just like sacredness. And so have that vibration move into your words, because you're creating those stories. Just as they told me, they're referring back to that story of the flower that spoke to me and the water consciousness that spoke to me as I was walking on that trail. That the flowers and the colors and all that you see as a multidimensional experience will begin to communicate with you in new ways that will allow you a new vibrational resonance experience. And so offer that through you and have that be explorative. That's the sacred child coming to life. They're really excited for us to explore this and experience this, because that's why we're here. The challenges that we've experienced are because we're getting to these really great places where we get to really experience ourselves as 5D. And it's experiential, it's resonance. That's why we came. This beautiful resonance that we get to create material from. That's really, really important. So perhaps those that are really excited about what we're offering can listen to it 2 or 3 times, because you'll get something different. I know there's so much coming through me right now. Because we're resonant beings, we are creating new templates from the resonance that we are offering and living and being excited to do so. If we're living from the excitement of the sacred child, we're creating these templates that are excited to express, explore, and create in that excitement resonance. Remember, everything is vibrational. The physicality is illusory. However, what we've come for is to see this physicality manifest from the resonant excitement. That source is blessing to us. That's our gift. So it says, you have the power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want and create your dreams. It's just exactly what we've said. So how profound. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so very excited. I'm so very excited. I just have to fix my crystal. My crystal fell out of my bra. It dropped down into my shirt. So that's really exciting. I'm so grateful. This has been a wonderful teach learning offering in our beautiful Ascension chat and morning experience. We hope that you've had really great fun with us today, and know that you can do anything. You can co-create anything. Remember, you are magnificent beings of holy light, and we're so happy that we're on these sacred communions together. Know that you can allow yourself to grow and shift and share in any way. You're profound. Always focus and remember, grounding throughout your day is so important. Ground and center with source, and open to the new flow of possibilities, open to the new flow of miracles coming to you. And you can only receive those miracles when you're open, allowing, and receiving, knowing that you are worthy of receiving miracles, knowing that you are the miracle of source, that you are the miracle of light, and you are the one that is here, that anchoring and offering and sharing all that you are as divine sacredness. And we thank you in this, dear lighted ones. We love you. Namaste.